I was taken, I managed to crawl to a municipality yard, and there I hid in a corrugated iron shack until nightfall. And then a man came to see me there, and this man drove away a gunman who had come in there into that yard to finish me off. And this man took me through a hole in the fence to the house of a Sangoma, who is one of my followers. And that Sangoma, at great risk to her life, hid me under her bed until the police came to take me out of there. I was covered with wounds, and a broken knife was lodged in my body. And somebody had tried to cut off these two fingers. This is where the knife went in, and here it came out. After that, we hid in the backyard of a police station. And after that, my immediate superior, a white gentleman who is a horticulturist, smuggled me out of Soweto with my family and took me to Natal, where I stayed for over a year recovering from my injuries.
And all this, Credo, is from one journalist,
yes,
a white journalist during apartheid.
Yes, sir.
Saying you said something you didn't say.
Yes, sir.
Now,
and
what does that say about how easy it is to manipulate people? I mean, you must have been frustrated beyond belief.
Sir, let me tell you, Mr. Icke, that the enemies of humankind, the Chitauli, or whatever it is we choose to call them, have in newspapers a devastating weapon, a weapon for which there is no answer. Using a newspaper, they can lash out at anyone, knowing that that victim cannot fight back.
Credo, what's the agenda for Africa now? We've told a long story. We're in the modern world, we're looking ahead. What's the agenda of the Illuminati Chitahuli for Africa and the world, come to that thing?
It appears from what I see happening all over Africa that the Chitauli are depopulating or destroying those countries in Africa which, left to themselves, could become the bread baskets of this continent. The Sudan is being destroyed. Angola has been obliterated. Mozambique has been destroyed. But wait, the countries as such have not been destroyed. Only their populations have been obliterated or brought to the edge of extermination. Why? What do these creatures want? I feel that the answer says they want to alter human society by wiping out certain races of humankind and leaving others alive. I think that Africa is being depopulated deliberately in order to enable the future dictators of this world to get at Africa's minerals without bothering to pay anyone for those minerals. In other words, the minerals of various countries, things which appear more important to the Chitauli than human lives, are being cleared so that they can be, continents are being cleared, countries are being cleared of people, so that people, whoever will be in power afterwards, will be able to have access to Africa's huge oil, coal, uranium, gold and diamond deposits without having to pay any African ruler for those minerals. In other words, we are reaching a point where the minerals that come out of the ground will become the property not of small nations like Africa and the many nations that are inside there, but of the huge global government which is on the cards and which is being built now.
Is that why so much violence, both individual violence on the streets and between tribes, between groups and between countries is going on?
Yes, sir. People, it seems to me that it is the decision of the Chitahuli to accelerate the destruction of as many human lives as possible. At the same time, to leave the minerals as well as other natural resources intact for the future rulers of the world to consume. I view, say, with great unease a phenomenon which has been gaining ground in Africa in recent years. There has been planned and actually built in several parts of Africa things which are called peace parks, huge game reserves which border on certain countries. For example, the Kruger National Park in the Eastern Transvaal borders on Mozambique, and now I understand that the Kruger National Park is to be duplicated, this time in Mozambique, which is very interesting indeed, sir, in that where the new duplicate park is going to be established, it is one of the areas where, especially during the Rhodesian War, some of the heaviest, deadliest fighting and massive dispersion of tribespeople actually took place.
And there are a lot of game parks down the Rwandan border and other countries like that where people came in to cause the problems there in the genocide.
Yes, sir. It's very strange. Somebody, I think, I don't know who, and quite frankly, I don't want to know. Because it's no use talking about an enemy you cannot throw a weapon at. I don't know who is planning this thing, but these game parks are being established at a huge price, a huge cost in human lives. These game parks are being established at the expense of the nations in whose countries the parks are. Why? Not only that, while Africans allow themselves to be manipulated by these enemies of humankind, while Africans fly at each other's throats like enraged hawks, there are specially trained men and women who are being infiltrated into the warring African countries and who continue mining Africa's minerals as if there was no war taking place. And these minerals are being taken out of these countries in huge convoys of heavy vehicles. I've seen this several times. While the war in Southwest Africa, Namibia, was being fought, there was huge smuggling of minerals such as diamonds and so on. The same is happening in Angola. The same is happening elsewhere.